to another episode of Afro-Scientific Spirituality. My name is Efe West, reaching you live and direct from the heart of Africa. If this is your first time on this channel, this is a place where we separate the facts from the fiction, the science from the superstition, and the concept from the misconceptions about African spirituality. Today, I'm going to be talking about an ancient myth in West Africa about winches. There is this ancient story or legends or myths that says that witches make use of plantations or plantain trees as a coven, as a meeting point to have their meetings in the night, their nefarious witchcraft meetings, ceremony, and discussions. So we grew up in Africa with this knowledge or this awareness. It is a popular saying that evil people, the people we call winches, and by the way, in West Africa, winches are people that are believed to have diabolical powers, and they use these diabolical powers to do evil in the society. By this we mean evil people that they claim that they drink blood, they fly in the night, and they have this place they call the Coven. The Coven is normally described as a very beautiful place, a place that is well developed, have a lot of good infrastructure, and these so-called winches have mansions in this Coven. But in real life, they will be suffering. They don't have anything. They will not have money. They will not have wealth. They might even be sick or poor or be begging people for assistance. But in the night time, their spirit will leave their body and fly into these bushes of plantain or any kind of dark or dirty place, and in these places they have imaginary kingdoms that look like heaven, paradise, that this witch and wizard that they can be like a very rich, influential person in the coven. That means that we have a lot of properties, that we have wealth, that we have prosperity, that we have all the good things they are lacking in the physical life, that we have it there in the coven. But in the physical life, that we have nothing. And there's also a saying that these so-called winches, they are enemy of progress. They don't like any good thing. That if they see anybody prospering in this life, they are going to do something evil to destroy the person or to kill the person. Then it is normally believed that these winches will from time to time be killing people in the society, that they'll be drinking these people's blood in the coven. That is what people grow up believing in Nigeria. If you are from Nigeria, you will be aware of this kind of belief, this story, that this is how the life of winches are, that their work is just to cause destruction. They kill people, they drink blood, they cause accidents. Then from time to time, they will take a victim to their coven. Then they will turn the victim into a goat. Then they will kill the goat. Then they will share the meat of the goat among themselves. Then there's this saying that the people that brought the victim, they are going to eat the heart of the person. They are going to cut the heart into pieces of cubes. Then they will eat the heart of the person. That once they eat the heart of the person in the coven, the person must die in real life. So there are many stories that people will say that they have taken the person to a coven, they tied the person in the coven, that the person cannot escape. Or we hear stories that they have already eaten the person in the coven, but they have not ate the person's heart. That if they eat the person's heart, then the person must die in real life. So growing up in the 80s, the 1980s in Nigeria, this is the stories that we grew up with. So many myths and so many misconceptions and misinformations and outright lies. So many stories that are too, how will I say, it is too bombastic to believe, unbelievable. These are the kind of stories that they talk about these so-called winches. And another thing you need to know that these winches, they are mostly people that practice African traditional religion. They are the winches. They are the people that have high propensity of high tendency. In fact, anybody that practice African spirituality is a winch. That is what they taught us in the church when we were growing up in Nigeria. That if somebody practice African spirituality, that person is a big winch. These are the people that have the power to go to Coven, to take people to Coven, to do all these evil things. And they are all going to hell, and even advocate that we should try to kill them if possible. If we can kill them, we can burn them to ashes. We are doing the body of Christ a favor. We are doing this world a favor, because all these people, kind of people, they must not be allowed to live. So I grew up, like most other people, with this kind of stories about winches, how they are responsible for all the evils in the society. And unfortunately today, many people in Africa, they still believe these things that I'm telling you to be true. Adults, elders, grown-up people, they believe these stories, and everything I say about winches, how winches behave, how winches are responsible for the whole evil on the earth. Many of them believe it today. It's only very few, especially Christians, that believe all these things. But the funny thing is that there have been no evidence to prove this to prove all this to be true. So part of the reason I got into African spirituality, and what I'm also doing in this channel, is to check if these things that people have been saying about winches, about African spirituality, if they are actually true in real life. So I have been doing research and various sort of investigations to actually confirm some of these things, to know if they are actually true. And I have been able to discover that most of these things are not true. I have discovered that the people responsible for the underdevelopment in Africa, i.e. Nigeria, are not any winches or any African spirituality practitioners. They are actually our corrupt leaders and our church pastors and priests. These are people that have connived together to hoodwink the eyes of the masses. They are actually the evil ones that are underdeveloping the country, the evil people that have refused to provide infrastructural development that is responsible for all these crimes. So when people are suffering, they don't know what to do. Instead of the church to be telling them to be proactive to their problems, they will be telling them to pray and be blaming all their problems on the devil, instead of actually telling them to channel their grievances to the politicians and people in power that are oppressing them. So we have a serious case of misplaced priorities in Africa, especially in Nigeria. People don't know how to think. People are very stiff in superstitious belief. People that are misinformed from birth for a very long time naturally believe anything that you tell them, especially if they believe you are speaking from a place of authority. So most of the things they have been saying about these so-called winches having power to cause destruction and all the rest, they are all lies. If we have good roads, we have constant power supply, there will be less accidents, there will be less crime in the country. If we have a stable economy, there will be almost zero crime. I have traveled, I've been to many developed countries. You can say that these people, they are not even Christians, but they are much more developed and organized than Africa countries, because they don't believe in superstitious belief. Their country is running because their government is functioning, and the people are using common sense to live their life. So when you have a country like UK, America, even country like Thailand, let's come closer home, Asian countries, Japan, these are people that are not even Christians. So are you trying to tell me that we only have winches in Nigeria? Okay, let me bring you to speed. What about South Africa and Rwanda? We don't have winches in Rwanda. What about Cape Verde? There's no winch in Cape. Only winch we have is in Africa, in Nigeria, right? So we need to think in a proper way that most of the stories we are being told about African spirituality and about evil people, winches causing the whole source of problem in our countries in Africa, it's all lies. If our government is functioning properly, we will not even know what is uh, poverty, what is hardship. Talk less of winch being responsible for our problem, responsible for all the problems of the world. So that is a misplaced priority. We need to start thinking like adults and throw away childish and stupid belief that will not serve us. We need to be more practical. What I want to touch here today is the practice of the plantain, because it's very well known in West Africa that winches hold their meeting in plantation. We grew up with that knowledge. Everybody in Nigeria knows this fact. So I begin to study this plantain if it is possible for people to hold meeting in plantain. The plantain tree is a very, I would say, fragile tree. It does not last long. Once it bears its fruit and the fruit is harvested, it dies its natural death. So if a winch want to actually hold a meeting, can the winch not choose a better tree? We have trees that can last 100, 200 years, 500 years. Why can't the winches choose a stronger tree that will last? Why would that tree choose a tree that have a very short lifespan? Just 1 year or 6 months lifespan. If I were a winch and I want to find a tree to be having my meeting or be hanging at, I will choose a very good tree that have a lot of shade and tree that can last for a very long time. I will not choose a plantain, a very weak, fragile plant like a plantain tree to be having my meetings. Does it make sense? So that is the way I see this, and I think it's common sense. So what I was able to discover about the plantain tree is that there's a serious misconception, and the tree is not actually a coven. What I have discovered that the leaf of the plantain tree have a certain spiritual property that I want to talk about here today. The leaf of the plantain tree have been discovered by spiritualists and psychics for a very long time that it is very good for having lucid dreaming or astral projection or out of body experience. So what ancient spiritualists in West Africa normally do is that they take the leaves of this plantain tree, like 2 or 3, they put it on the ground, put it on a mat, and then they sleep on it, just like that. So they sleep on this leaf, and then somehow the leaves help their spirit to rise out of their body, so they can have a very clear dream, or they can be able to astral project, also travel very easily by sleeping on the plantain leaf. So this is where this story of winches using plantain, going to plantation to hold meeting come out from. Okay, it is not that they are actually going to the plantation to have a meeting. They simply use the leaf to aid in astral projection or out of body experience. So that is the spiritual property of the plantain leaf. That is why they use it for. So if you want to aid your astral projection abilities, or you want to have an out of body experience, or you want to have a lucid dreaming, you need to get some plantain leaf, like 2 or 3 of them, put them on a mat, and you sleep on them. Just like that, easy. So this is what ancient spiritualists have been practicing in Nigeria. So people have come to discover that they use this for sleeping, and they have exaggerated. Maybe they have interrogated some of them, tortured them. They say, okay, we use this to travel to spirit world. And they say, oh, that is where you go to hold your meeting. You know the way people lie and exaggerate things. So that is where this story came out that this rumor that witches hold meeting in Plantain plantation. They don't hold any meeting in Plantain plantation. They only use plantain leaf for astral projection. Okay, so that is the use of plantain leaf. That is what I discovered that it is used for. So this is the misconception. And I think it's a very good use for us that are in the spiritual path. I think it's very useful for that. So if you want to astral project or you want to have an out-of-body experience, go and get plantain leaf and sleep on it. That is what they use it for. Okay. So this is what I want to clear today in this video. So we should know. So those of you that are coming here to discover how witches fly with plantain leaf, this is what plantain leaf is used for. So you can either spread the word and stop spreading the misconception. Okay. So this is what I have for you today. I'll be talking about various myths about witchcraft myths in future videos. So please like and share this video, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, and so you can get my videos as they come out, and please support the channel. I wish you a very wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and bye.